Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Thursday, August 21, 2025. And in the news this evening, 22-year-old Sintan man charged with murder. A 22-year-old laborer has been charged with murder in connection with the fatal stabbing of a man in Midday District, Sintan last Saturday. The accused has been identified as Sanjay Hall, otherwise called Dudus. The deceased is 28-year-old Asani Sterling. Reports from the Alexandra police are that about 6 p.m., Sterling became involved in an argument with another man. Hall reportedly intervened, brandished a knife, and stabbed Sterling in the abdomen. The injured man was taken to the hospital where he died while undergoing treatment. Following the incident, a report was made to the police. Hall later surrendered himself on Monday, August 18, accompanied by his attorney. He was subsequently charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his lawyer on Wednesday, August 20, and an eyewitness account of the incident. His court date is being finalized. 3 observer missions are confirmed to observe a general election. 3 observer missions, the Caribbean Community CARICOM, the Organization of American States, OAS, and the Citizens Action for Free and Fair Elections, CAFE, have committed to observe the September 3 general election. The OAS mission will be headed by the former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Dr. Kenny Anthony. The Electoral Office of Jamaica says it has commenced the printing of ballot papers with the names of the candidates nominated on Monday, August 18. Following the final reconciliation of the candidates nominated, 63 candidates were each nominated for the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party, 43 for the Jamaica Progressive Party, 7 for the United Independents Congress, and 8 individuals were nominated as independent candidates. Additionally, 6 candidates were confirmed as duly nominated for the by-elections in Chancery Hall, Olympic Gardens, and Denham Town, 3 each for the JLP and the PNP. Man charged with attempted murder after motorcyclist attack on Marcus Garvey Drive. A man who was among 4 men who used a car to hit a motorcyclist along Marcus Garvey Drive and then attacked him has been charged with attempted murder. Charged is 31-year-old Tavin Tucker, otherwise known as Butter, a laborer of Dilpath Crescent in St. Andrew. His court date is being finalized. According to reports from the Hunts Bay Police, around 10:15 p.m. on Thursday, August 7, Tucker and the 3 other armed men were traveling in a white motorcar along the roadway when they deliberately used the vehicle to knock a motorcyclist off his bike. The men then exited the car and approached the complainant, leading to a physical altercation, according to the police. The complainant managed to flee onto the road and signaled to a nearby police unit. Upon noticing the police presence, Tucker and his accomplices attempted to escape. During the pursuit, Tucker lost the control of the vehicle and crashed into a median. All 4 men exited the car and fled on foot into the Greenwich Town community. Tucker turned himself into the police on Monday, August 11. He was subsequently formally charged with attempted murder. Firemen heated about alleged allowance cuts. Having coaxed a fellow firefighter off the top of the Halfway Tree Transport Center, Corporal Leo Bennett warns that the despair which drove his colleague to the edge is spreading across the Jamaica Fire Brigade. Rank and file members say wage cuts, brutal hours, and squalid conditions are pushing them past the breaking point. Yesterday at York Park Fire Station in Kingston, a scheduled meeting with Commissioner Stuart Beckford reportedly erupted into protest after firefighters learned that their long-standing call-out allowance is allegedly being cut under a new overtime system. To replace the lost income, they would have to work longer hours, capped by limits that many say will never allow them to recover what is being taken away. Tensions flared when Beckford insisted there should be no recordings. We decided that we had a right to capture the information being provided to us because we can't go into September not knowing how our children's school fee will be paid or how our Pro Box insurance will be paid, Bennett told the news. Police were then called to the station. For the men on the ground, the wage cut is not a matter of accounting but a survival. Most of us live in the Portmore and Old Harbor region. The toll has increased. The cost of daily living is unbearable, and we are still expected to work under these conditions, Bennett said, appealing to Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Opposition Leader Marco Golding. We cannot accept any reduction in our salary right now. What angers firefighters even more is that senior officers, from superintendents up to the commissioners, will keep allowances that are being cut from lower ranks. How can men who can't even afford lunch after the second week by the same ones sent to pull hoses and battle bushfires in the hills while the leader keep their full pay? Bennett questioned. You have lost all moral authority as leaders. The financial stress bleeds into every part of their lives. One firefighter, who said he has 3 children, admitted that most firefighters need a side hustle to keep afloat. Another warned that young recruits are being pulled into debt the moment they join. Inside the fire stations, conditions are grim. The work conditions are very poor. Roach and rat are the order it be a them place here, one firefighter said. We don't have no running water in the fire station. Majority of the stations, we have to fill the tanks. And you bathe with that water. Your skin rush up. Others say the bigger weight is psychological. It's not the situation that is bothering, but the disheartening and condescending tone that the leaders come to us with. People on the outside think we are well off, but we are broke. We are just slaves, one man told the news. The firefighters say the toll is proving deadly, as a colleague from St. Thomas recently collapsed and died from overwork. In the past year, men in their 20s and 30s just dropped down, Bennett said. Fitness is a requirement for our job, but exhaustion is killing us. Recalling the infamous event in Halfway Tree, the firefighters opined that it could have been any of them on the transport center's roof. One 7-year veteran admitted that he regrets choosing the career. I became a firefighter because I grew up around firefighters and the discipline I saw inspired me. I wanted to help, but it seemed like the worst decision I ever make in my life. Despite repeated appeals, the news request for comment from Beckford was met only with regrettably, I am not in a position to comment. For Bennett, the flag now flying at half-mast outside the fire stations is not only protest, but warning. We are supposed to be the people you call when disaster strikes, one firefighter said. How can we serve at our best when we are treated like this? Golding confident PNP will reclaim Westmoreland, chides the JLP's leadership. President of the People's National Party, Mark Golding, says he is confident that the parish of Westmoreland will return to the party in the upcoming general election. Golding, while addressing supporters in the parish on Wednesday, pointed to what he described as the PNP's modernization of the country. Roads and the seaports and airports were built. The telecoms sector was liberalized, so telecoms could become a norm, so everyone could have a cell phone, he told his supporters. In contrast, Golding accused the Jamaica Labour Party of bringing the country to collapse under current and the former administrations, claiming its policies have failed to deliver long-term stability for Jamaicans, leaving the PNP to do the work. He argued that Jamaica's progress under past the PNP administrations, including those led by Portia Simpson Miller and Peter Phillips, laid the foundation for sustainable growth. So when Andrew Holness says it is the Labour Party who has rescued Jamaica, we have to mash down that lie. It is the PNP under Portia Simpson Miller and Peter Phillips who did the hard work. I was the Minister of Justice, passing the necessary laws on their behalf to make it happen, Golding said. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.